In this video, we're going to look at how to find the sum of the first number of terms of a geometric sequence. So in this particular video, we're looking at a sequence that's going from 12 to 6 to 3 to 1.5. And we know it's a geometric sequence because each and every time we're multiplying by the same fixed number to get to each term. And that number that we're multiplying by is a half. If you're not sure or you can't see it, to figure out what you're multiplying by each time, just do u2 over u1 or u3 over u2, doesn't matter, and it should give you, in this case, a half. Okay, so now that we know that, we can plug into a sum formula. Now, just to make sure you guys are understanding what this question is ultimately asking for. It's really asking for 12 plus 6 plus 3 plus 1.5 plus 0.75 plus whatever is half of that, on and on. And it wants 10 numbers. So in this case, you actually could type all of that into your calculator. But if they asked you for the sum of the first 100 terms, that would be much harder. So in this case, we would want to use the formula if it had a lot of numbers. So let's practice using the formula now. So the formula for the sum of a geometric sequence is, there are two versions of it. One version is u1 times 1 minus r to the n over 1 minus r, and we'll talk about what each of these things mean, or the sum is equal to u1 r to the n minus 1 over r minus 1. So as you already know, r is the common ratio. R is that number that you're multiplying each time to get to the next term. u1 is the first term, and n is the number of terms you're going to add up in whichever question you're doing. So we are trying to find, in this case, the sum of the first 10 terms, which means we're trying to find S10. Now we could use either version of the formula, it doesn't really matter, but you may want to stick to a version that will give you a bunch of positive numbers. It really doesn't matter. But I pick this version for this question because 1 minus r will give me a positive number. But ultimately, again, it doesn't matter that much. So S10 equals u1, which is 12, or first term, times 1 minus r, which we figured out is a half, or 0.5, raised to the nth power, which is still 10, all over 1 minus 0.5. At this point, we can choose to do the operations in order, piece by piece, or we can plug it all into the calculator. I am going to plug it all into the calculator, but word of warning, if you do that as well, please remember a set of parentheses that groups your numerator, the top, and one set of parentheses that groups the bottom. That is totally very, very necessary in order for your calculator to give you the right answer. And once you're done plugging it all into the calculator, you should ultimately get an answer of approximately 23.98.